A city with a history of leadership is where event executives came to learn about the future.
It gets us right in on what's going on with the economy and the world and how it's impacting exhibits.
CEIR Predict tells us where events are going. In its 6th year, CEIR Predict set new milestones with record attendance here in D.C. Hi, everybody. I'm Carrie Farnack with CNTV, sponsored by Orange County Convention Center. Kicking things off, CEIR President and CEO Brian Casey presented results from the CEIR Total Index here in D.C. Growth has slowed to 1.6% in the second quarter of 2016, which is slightly lower than forecasted. The research shows a dip in attendance, especially in the energy sector. As oil prices have dropped, the raw materials and science sector saw a major decline as well. On the positive side, sectors doing well include food, building and construction, and surprisingly, government. There's also good news on the horizon, as CEIR is expecting growth as high as 2.5% in 2017 and 18.
Clearly, we've seen a disappointment in GDP growth for the first half, but the economy is showing some improvements.
It's interesting because when you look at the census, it's by different industries. We touch so many industries, and it's interesting to see how all of those are spiking, which is obviously reflective of also what we're seeing within our own show and our own event.
To complement the index, CEIR is now offering these valuable tools. The Trade Show Economic Impact Calculator helps professionals gauge the impact of their event on the city specifically where it's being held. And the CEIR Index Event Performance Analyzer. This provides organizers a benchmark for how their exhibition is performing against the CEIR Index, how it's doing within its sector, and how it compares to the industry overall. To learn more about both of these new resources, visit CEIR.org/tools. Looking at the bigger picture, economist Dr. Dan Altman gave an overview of the global economy and some near-term predictions. He found the CEIR Index followed real GDP almost in lockstep. In the global economy, Altman pointed out China, Germany, and India have the best prospects for accelerated growth. He also believes the healthcare sector will remain strong, but there could be some weakening in the construction sector.
Though we are seeing some increase in household formation among elderly Americans, partly because we have more elderly Americans, what we are seeing is that for the younger Americans, there's not much growth, and the overall population of working-age Americans is probably going to be pretty flat for several years to go now.
A panel of media executives spoke about the upcoming presidential election. From tax plans to trade agreements and more, many factors could ultimately affect exhibitions. An intriguing viewpoint was brought up during the discussion that uncertain times actually drive people to participate in face-to-face meetings. Live events can put anxious business minds at ease by allowing people to check in personally in their industry. Two industries with close ties to exhibitions are manufacturing and freight. CEIR brought in some big-name economists in these fields to weigh in on trends they're seeing and to shine the spotlight on the skills gap in the workplace. Recruiting skilled workers is an increasing challenge. Economists say part of the solution is to change the perception about blue-collar work.
You can make $50-some thousand a year pretty easily. You get health care, right? You get a 401k. You get paid time off. I think we undersell ourselves all over the place.
We have to change opinions from guidance counselors and parents and students that they want to go into manufacturing. It's a good paying, high skilled job.
Everyone agrees that big data is a game changer in the exhibitions industry, but only if show organizers take time to analyze it and then take action. VP of Global Strategy for Freeman XP, Mark Parmerlow, detailed the importance of creating a memorable event and even a beautiful way to visualize your data. This can reinforce the message behind the numbers.
It's on our responsibility to figure out what information is relevant and then to put a human spin on it so it resonates. It's not just enough to deliver the content and the information, it's to make it meaningful.
As for trends in technology, there are key takeaways. First, technology that you've known about but maybe didn't have the budget for is becoming more and more affordable, like virtual reality. Second, there is new technology that's easily accessible to help drive engagement and communicate more effectively.
There is a balance that, between what you need to invest in and what technology is the right technology for your show.
That's a wrap on another successful CEIR Predict right here in the nation's capital. For all of us at CNTV, I'm Carrie Farnack. This has been CEIR TV, sponsored by Orange County Convention Center.